Get the fuck out of here. Oh, it's still in data. Of course he's in a fight. It's still in data. What the fuck is that true?
I didn't do anything. I got arrested.
I didn't think Islam was going to be able to, I didn't think Islam is small for 170. I've seen him in person. I've trained with him. He's a big fucking dude. And who would Islam fight next at 170? You know what? I think Islam is destined for, he should fight Ilia Topuria at the White House. If he beats Ilia Topuria, he retires. Islam has plenty of money, right? Go out on your shield like Khabib did. A lot of people in MMA don't want to see that, but in mixed martial arts, us athletes, we stay too long at the party. There's no reason for an athlete to continue to come to the head and all that stuff. If I was him, fight Ilia Topuria at the White House. You beat Ilia Topuria, walk away. I'm sure he made another one. That shit probably goes as far as fucking Russia, so there's no point for him to keep on fighting.
Too, right? Congratulations. I know this is a moment you've dreamt of for your entire career as long as we've talked to you. How good does it feel to have it happen compared to all your dreams about it?
Wow. I feel so happy. I stay now, like, try to control, but it's the biggest day in my life and so happy to be double UFC champion in Madison Square Garden. And what I told all fight week is my dream today.
You could pick somebody right now tonight to challenge him next. Who would you pick?
He said it. He said he want to fight Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is 15 fight winning streak, 5 title defenses, greatest welterweight of all the time. Beating all these young guys. What does that do for his legacy? He don't do nothing for his legacy. Kamaru Usman, it's a very tough opponent, and I represent him too. And it's not an easy night for anybody. Kamaru Usman is a real deal, and he want to fight the real deal.
I didn't plan on it, but my shuttle just got here and I saw him walk. I wanted to tell Khabib and Islam both congratulations, man. What they're doing is incredible. Just won a belt, 15 pounds up. I mean, dominantly. It's just him and his team, the work they're doing and the way they're performing is incredible, man. I got to respect it, you know?
Honestly, we feel great. We are so happy. We made history and we keep improving every fight. And I'm here with Hezbollah celebrating, you know.
What do you think that going forward, like in this division, a lot of good guys, some big performances tonight. Ilya called you out. Michael Morales and Carlos Prates both want a shot. Shavkat wants a shot. Usman wants a shot. Who's the guy?
Everybody wants something. Yeah, this is the much competitive division right now, welterweight. Sure, 100%. Like Lara, young guys who fought today. Next week's gonna fight couple guys, and also Kamaru, Topuria, you know, all killers want to take my belts. No, I don't give you no. I'm working so hard to be double champion, and I feel today I don't have to cut much weight, and I'm gonna defend my belt many times more.
Topuria, I don't know if you saw his tweet. He said you're like the most boring fighter in the UFC or something like that. I know you said to ask you about him after the fight at Media Day. Can you give us your full thoughts on a fight with him now?
No injury, nothing. I don't feel any pains. I'm ready. Who is gonna be next? Let's do this, and I will make it easy. And today I show you, Jack's one of the best in this game. You know, one of the hardest opponent. That's why I prepare so hard to make this easy. And this is our plan. And I did exactly. He defends. I try to like do some chokes, try to make Kimura, but he defends very well. But I make this easy because I training so hard.
In the end, a much more dominant fight for Islam than maybe we thought. I thought maybe it was going to be a bit more 50-50.
I agreed with you.
What did you think of his performance, Jack's performance, and the whole fight?
Yeah, I mean, you know, not the most exciting title fight you'll ever see, but let me tell you what, complete dominance, and it's depending on what we do next with him and what's going on, this guy's headed toward GOAT talk.
Right, and that's the thing, right? What exactly do you do next with him? It's no surprise there's a lot of guys who want to fight him. Kamaru Usman, Shavkat, Ilia Topuria is calling him out. Is the Ilia fight, that's obviously the biggest fight, right? But is that one you would like to look at, or would you rather keep Ilia at 55 and make him defend that championship at least?
I don't know yet. You know, obviously the great thing that you just laid out is we have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And it depends on what he wants to do. Has he been through here yet?
Islam, no.
No. So does he want to stay at 170? Is he interested in 155? Is he, you know, I don't know. I don't know any of those questions.
Islam Makhachev just defeated Jack Della Maddalena in the main event of UFC 322 in the fucking Oh, man. Dominated him by decision. 5 rounds, a half guard. What's there not to love, man? Just really riveting stuff. Islam Makhachev wins, dude. Double champ. Not simultaneously. They don't allow that anymore for some reason. But Islam Makhachev defeats Jack Della Maddalena at welterweight. 5 rounds, dominates him. Gets the takedowns, stays on top. I think these were the strike stats. 5 rounds against JDM. 26 significant strikes landed over 25 minutes. Ooh, 19 minutes of control time. 4 for 4 on takedowns, dude. His takedowns were good. At one moment in round 2, JDM stuffed a takedown, I believe, or stuffed a clinch attempt, I guess they'll call it, because it failed, and then used the overhook to throw Makhachev.
Wondering how Islam would look at 170, if the strength, if the power, if the grappling would translate. As the week went on, I think we all thought, okay, he's really comfortable looking at 170. He's looking really good without his shirt in those photos and in the training footage that we saw. And he said it afterwards, Chuck, in the post-fight interview to Joe Rogan. He's like, man, this is a dream. I feel so much better. And it's a scary thought. That's his first fight at 170. Just think how he's going to look after his second and his third. It's really remarkable what this guy is doing. I'm blown away by the performance, because I really think the world of Jack Della, who had not, lost in the UFC and was on an incredible winning streak himself, to do that to him is nothing short of amazing.
Now that the Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena fight is finally over and the verdict is clear, it's the perfect time to look back. Before the cage closed and reality hit, fighters, coaches, and analysts everywhere had strong opinions about how things would go down. Some predicted danger long before the fight began, others were completely off, and a few came surprisingly close to calling it perfectly. So let's rewind and revisit that wild pre-fight build-up, when every expert had a theory, but no one yet knew the truth. Even before the event, Tim Welch had already set the stage, describing how huge this moment could be for Islam Makhachev. He pointed out that at 34 years old and with nearly 30 career wins, Islam had been running through opponents with his relentless top control, slick choke setups, and strength that teammates called almost inhuman. Welch reminded fans that Islam hadn't lost in 10 years and had already defeated big names like Charles Oliveira, Alexander Volkanovski, and Dustin Poirier. But Welch didn't ignore Jack's rise either. He gave credit where it was due, noting Jack's own impressive unbeaten streak, knockout power, and victories over elite contenders like Gilbert Burns and Bilal Muhammad. He highlighted how calm Jack stayed under pressure and how quickly he could recover, scramble, and fire back with fight-ending punches. Still, despite all that praise, Welch admitted something about this matchup made him uneasy.
Serious history. 34 years old, 27 wins. He's got 13 submissions, 5 KOs. He likes to get on top of you, get in half guard, submit you with a head and arm. You wrestle up. He's going to Darce choke you. He's just gnarly. Everyone who I've talked to who's trained with him, everyone's around him, he just says he's a freak show strong. He throws around middleweights, people say. And he's on a fat win streak. He hasn't lost since 2015. He hasn't lost since 10 years ago. And the names he's beaten: Charles Oliveira, subbed. Volkanovski, decision. Volkanovski, head kick. Dustin Poirier, subbed. Renato, subbed. He's taking on Jack. Jack hasn't lost also since 2016. He is on a phenomenal streak. Against Bilal Muhammad, Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is another strong grappler if he gets on top of you. But you saw the way Jack was able to stay smart, work to his feet, ended up KOing him with a knee. Against Bilal Muhammad, he had some great tricks. He had some great tricks that I talked about in my breakdown video. I'm a little nervous for this fight.
Welch also opened up about where his heart was in this one. He wanted Jack to pull it off. He said nothing would have been more satisfying than seeing Jack catch Islam with a clean shot and drop him flat, but deep down he couldn't ignore the facts. Islam fighting at welterweight was a different beast. No draining weight cuts, no fatigue, just a fully fueled, stronger version of himself. Welch even said that if Islam won, he might never return to lightweight again. When it came to picking a winner, Welch admitted his heart leaned toward Jack, but his head couldn't look past Islam's dominance on the ground. He believed Jack could cause scrambles and create wild exchanges, but against Islam's control, strength, and pressure, even a small mistake could be costly. In the end, Welch predicted that Islam would wear Jack down and finish him with a submission.
Nervous for Jack. I have high hopes for Jack. I would love to see Jack crack him in his lips and set him down. I would be so happy for that. Makes me a little nervous though. Islam Makhachev is going to be another level. He talked about it in the past when he's going to 155 pounds. After you rehydrate, he's probably 60% of at his peak. Now he's not going to have to deplete himself so much. The weight cut's going to be a little bit easier. He's a solid welterweight. I don't think he's going to go back to 155 pounds if he wins. I really don't. If I had to pick right now, Jack, I want Jack to get it done. I really do. I really want Jack to win, but I think Islam is going to take him down and submit him. I do. His control on the ground is too good. I don't know if Jack is training with any guys at his level. And again, you train all these things. You train separating the hands. You train doing Granbys. You train doing like these Uchimata throws he was doing. But once you feel somebody like Islam, and it's another level of grip strength, his chances is he can create scrambles, try to get into the later rounds. Jack's got great cardio. There's ways for him to win, but I do see Islam Makhachev being a little bit too much at this point. I got Islam Makhachev winning by submission.
While Welch leaned toward Islam controlling things on the mat, not everyone agreed. Max Holloway saw it completely differently. Before the fight even happened, Max boldly said that JDM would end it in round 3. He believed Jack's constant pressure would drain Islam over time, pointing out that even though people act like Islam never tires, there were moments in past fights where his energy clearly dipped. Holloway argued that when fatigue sets in, Jack's clean boxing and timing would eventually land the perfect shot. And from what Max had seen, Islam didn't always handle getting hit cleanly. He felt that Jack's forward momentum and striking could break through Islam's defense and end the fight before it reached the championship rounds.
No, call me crazy, but I'm running with Jack on this one. I think the very first 2 rounds is going to be super competitive, and we're gonna see how the fight is going to play out. I think Jack's takedown defense is going to be huge. He's going to show huge here. I think he's going to defend a bunch of takedowns. I think he's going to get Islam tired. I think the size he's going to put on Islam is going to be a little bit too much. You know, a lot of people keep saying, you know, that Islam doesn't get tired, but in fights you can see it. You know, he just wasn't as tired as the other guy next to him was. But in my mind, I see this way playing out. Jack getting him tired, getting his hand raised, maybe a 3rd round TKO. Leaning towards Jack. And I think Jack is gonna find Islam's chin, you know. And when people find Islam's chin, you know, Islam when he gets hit sometimes it looks like it gets to him, you know. I'm not saying like he's get hurt, like, oh my god, he's crazy hurt, but it looks like when he gets pinged, they don't like it too much.
Even Demetrius Johnson admitted that this matchup had him torn. Before fight night, he said it was one of the toughest calls to make because Jack Della Maddalena was still such an unknown quantity. Nobody had really pushed him to his limit yet, which made the whole situation unpredictable. Islam, on the other hand, was a proven champion. Demetrius referenced Islam's bout against Dustin Poirier, how just one defended takedown shifted the entire pace of the fight, and pointed out that Jack's striking was even sharper and more efficient than Poirier's. He also mentioned that Jack had elite minds like Craig Jones helping him prepare his grappling game, which made him even more dangerous. Still, as much as Demetrius could see ways for both men to win, he ultimately sided with Islam Makhachev. His reasoning was simple. Islam's overall skill, composure, poise, and fight IQ made him too complete to bet against.
Who do I have winning between JD and... I feel that in my gut. We know what Islam is... what Islam can do. We know where Islam is. He has struggles. You know, when he fought Dustin Poirier, that was a fucking banger. And all Dustin did to stifle him was defend a takedown. You know what I mean? And Dustin's very good at hands. I think JDM is...
And that was the theme leading up to UFC 322. Split opinions, tense debates, and endless what-ifs. Some saw Jack Della Maddalena as the dark horse ready to shock the world. Others believed Islam Makhachev's dominance would simply continue, no matter the weight class. But one thing everyone agreed on, this was the kind of matchup that could change careers, shake divisions, and define legacies for years to come.